I'm going to show you how to make a repair on an electrical cord that's broken or has been cut. Today I'm working on this Harbor Freight grinder, but this repair could be made on any power tool that has an electrical cord. Jigsaw, sawsall, drill, hedge trimmer, circular saw. I have a video on how I replace the cord on a circular saw. If you'd like to see that video, just click that button up above. That would be the proper way to make this repair, replacing the cord. The repair that I'm making now is not OSHA approved. This tool with this repair couldn't be used on a job site. OSHA would either write you up or give you a fine. It's strictly for around the house. Well, I cut the cord and I need the tool now. I'm just using some basic tools here. I've made this repair in the field on a tool that was short, just using a pair of pliers and electrical tape. Now, if you decide to do this repair, you're making it at your own risk. I don't assume any responsibility. I'm just doing this to show you how I do it, and this is for entertainment purposes. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, and we've all been there, you're a little fatigued, you're working too long, you're in a rush, you're not paying attention. In my case, it was all of the above, and you nip the cord. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to cut this bad section out. These cutters, just bringing this up, are from Harbor Freight, and the fellow that I know, you guys might watch his videos, is on a channel called Doing It Cheap, Pawpaw. He was working on his truck, and he did a little tool review on these. He just bought a pair. You can see these been around for a while. Okay, this wasn't the cleanest cut on here. Now that this is cut, I'm going to cut back a little over an inch, about 1.5 inches back. I'm going to take this outer covering off. If you have a wire cutter at that diameter, that'd be great. You just want to be careful when you cut this that you don't cut into the wires. You don't want to damage that wire. Once you have it cut around, just pull it off. Take your time doing this. If you cut through one of the wires underneath, don't try to save it, just cut back a little bit more. You'll have a little shorter cord. Once you get it back, now you want to strip these wires. You can do it with a razor blade, just be careful, go around. Or if you have one of the wire strippers, I don't know how old this is, from Sears. This thing's gotta be about 15-20 years old. Okay. Once you strip the wire off, you want to twist this. Now I'm going to do the other side. You noticed I didn't do this one yet, and you'll see why in a minute. Working outside today, I think this is the last nice day we're going to have. It's November, and we had several days of weather in the 70s. Something else. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week. Now, this camera info. Okay, I've done repairs where I thought I was videoing, and either I was way off or the camera went out altogether. Now, you could put these together like this, but what I'm going to do, one's going to be a little longer than the other. Cut this back just a little bit more. Okay, that's more like it. Now, if you had a soldering gun, you would solder this. Oh, and if you're using a heat shrink, don't forget to put your heat shrink on first, otherwise you won't be using it. This may or may not be long enough. I misjudged on that last one there, doing it over again. What's nice about using the strip is you don't have to worry about cutting the strands of wire. Camera went out. Oh, there we go. Now the reason I went like this is so when we put this together, there's not going to be a big lump. This will be here. This one will be back a little bit more. And you see where the white wires are going to come together? I'm going to make the black wires connect down here. And you'll see why in a minute. See, this one's shorter than this one. And this one is longer than this one on the other cord. A little bit too much on here. Get this up. And this repair is a temporary fix, but in my case, this repair will probably last longer than this tool will. See how I have it now. There's these little butt connectors. They do have these butt connectors that heat shrink, where when you put the wire in and you heat it up, it will seal itself. Get this in here. Crimp that. The other black. Like I said, it's a simple repair. Hardest thing about this repair is keeping it in the frame of the camera. Now when I do repairs like this, I usually use a soldering gun. But for this one here, this will do me just fine. Now you want to pull on it. Make sure you have it in there and it's not going to come out. Now you get to the other one. Make sure it's all the way in. And crimp it down. Give it a tug. Make sure it's not coming out. This is the reason I had two different lengths in the wire. So these two butt connectors warming on top of one another, and you have a big lump in the middle. Even though I have the heat shrink, I'm still going to wrap this a little with some tape. Like I said, this isn't an OSHA approved repair, but for me, it'll be just fine. I'm the only one that uses this tool. And unless I cut it again, what I should do is use some red tape as a reminder of the cord. But it happens. I was in a hurry. I was breaking something down. I had to get moving. And that split second that I turned, that was it. That's all it took. If I was just using the tape, I would go across it a couple more times. And what's bad about this on an extension cord, if you're pulling the cord back and forth, it's going to unravel. And you put your tube over. And this is a little on the shy side, you know. But I have it on, can't do anything with it now, so I may as well use it. You could use a cigarette lighter on this, a blowtorch, you got to be careful with it. And I used to use a cigarette lighter all the time. But I was in Harbor Freight one day, this was on sale, I forgot what I paid for it, was almost nothing. And I don't use it that often, and I'm not plugging Harbor Freight, but for the price, I don't think you could beat it. $10, under $10. For that price, just to have it in the drawer. I did have to put a fuel line on the car one time where the rubber line was going onto metal, and this was a big help on that. Let's see now. If you've done this before, you know what this is all about. Start from the middle, work your way to the end. Let that cool off a little bit before I play with it. If I would have liked to have this been a little bit longer, but this isn't going to go anywhere. Tape's underneath holding it. You got the 2 butt joints holding it. This is still hot. Well, let's just see if this works. It's going to get a little loud. Success. And that's all there is to it. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or if you have any questions, let me know. Post your comments down below. Give it a like. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe. And I've been mentioning in a few of my videos, on the bottom I have links to Amazon. If you have Amazon and you go through my links, it tracks back to my channel. It's no additional cost to you, and it helps with the support of this channel, and I'd really appreciate it. And if you don't have Amazon, I also have a link down there where you could try Amazon Prime free for 30 days. Shopping season's coming up. So if you want to take advantage of that, try it for 30 days. As long as you cancel out before the 30 days, you won't get any bill on it. So give it a try. The links are down below. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. And until next time, keep your cords out of the way and stay safe.